I love QD-OLED gaming monitors, but you know what I've got at home? 240 hertz. That's not fast enough. What I want is MSI's new 500 hertz QD-OLED gaming monitor, the MPG 272QR. This thing is fast. Unfortunately, we can't really game on it, but it's got a clear MR 21,000 rating from VESA, the typical 0.03 millisecond gray-to-gray response times for lightning fast QD-OLED pixels, UHBR 20 for full fat DP 2.1, and 98 watts on the USB-C port so that you can actually charge basically whatever you want while you're doing everything else on this monitor. And while I can't game on it, I can look at everything else physically, like this really nice single-piece base that just rests on your table. No legs jutting out anywhere, takes up just a minimal amount of desk space. It's great. We've also got the typical laser thin case for the monitor, other than the rest of the control box on the back of the monitor. But hey, we don't talk about that. We just talk about how thin the panel is at its thinnest point. As for the stand, seems decent. It's got some up and down. I don't want to move it too much because we're just at CES, but it's got swivel, it's got tilt. Can it pivot? It can pivot. I'm not going all the way, but it can pivot. It's got AI. But what's really cool is this True Black 500 rating from VESA. I have been waiting for a monitor that's OLED that can do True Black anything other than 400. But as cool as this is, I've seen 500 hertz monitors before. You know what I haven't seen? 600 hertz, and MSI's got that. And we're gonna check it out right after a word from our sponsor, dbrand. Thanks to dbrand for sponsoring this video with their new Ghost Case 2.0. Have you ever owned a clear case that looked like this? Well, with the Ghost 2.0, that's literally impossible. dbrand's words, not mine. In fact, they're so confident about their zero yellowing guarantee that they'll literally give you free replacements for life if it ever turns yellow. Now, you may have heard that clear cases can scratch pretty easily. In fact, dbrand had that exact problem with their original 1.0 version of the Ghost. Not anymore. They spent over a year developing an all-new scratch-resistant coating and replacing every single Ghost 1.0 customer for free. So if you want to get the holy grail of clear cases from a company that cares about their customers, head over to dbrand.com/ghost, and for a limited time, get $10 off, no coupon required. This is the 600 hertz 24.1-inch monitor from MSI. It's the MPG 242R X60N. It's a TN panel, so obviously you're going to be sacrificing some of the nicer color and viewing angles that you're going to get from something like a QD-OLED that we were just looking at. But 600 hertz? That's wild. That is so incredibly fast, and I can't wait to try it. We turned everything to as low as we could, set it to 720p, and we're still getting only 300 frames a second. This is MSI's computer. I don't know what's in it. You can go faster with a 4090 or even a 5090, but you know what? We just wanted to see how good it could look at a high refresh rate with as much FPS as we could crunch into this thing. And I've got to say, while the game might look like ass, the monitor itself doesn't. It's very typical TN, which is fine because most of the time you're going to be like this whenever you're gaming. It's of course 1080p, HDR 400. There are two HDMI 2.0B inputs, which should let you get that full 600 hertz at 1080p. And one of the nicest touches is that, like the other monitor we looked at, it's got 98 watts of power delivery on the USB-C. That's a lot of juice. It's pretty dang fast. And until other technologies like OLED or just even regular IPS are fast enough to run at 600 hertz, this is the fastest you're gonna find. And so all the esports gamers, this is probably what you're gonna get. Another major difference between this and the monitor we just looked at is it is a chunky boy. It's big, it's thick. There's no laser thin panel on this guy. But you know what? Does it really matter? Unless you're on an arm trying to get as close to the wall as possible, who cares? I could be gaming on a CRT for all I care. But I can't not tell you how thick it is. As for the stand, it's got most of your typical features. It can go up and down. It can swivel left and right. It can tilt, but I think it can pivot as well. Both ways? Both ways. So no matter whatever configuration you want, you're gonna be able to get it to there. There's an absolute ton of stuff at MSI this year. We can't take a look at everything, but thanks for taking a look at this one with us. We've got a lot of other CES coverage. Make sure to check it out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.